Welcome to the wonderful human body. Today I'll be taking you on a journey to explore the digestive system. So let it begin. Welcome to the wonderful world of the human body. Today we will be looking at Dan Zhao's digestive system. We will be following the journey of a burger down Dan's digestive tract, starting in his mouth and ending in his anus. The burger is made up of many vital nutrients that contributes to his well-being. We will be analyzing ingestion, digestion, absorption, and digestion of the burger throughout Dan's body. The first step in ingestion begins in the mouth. We are now inside of Dan's mouth. This is the primary source of ingestion and partial digestion. Teeth begin to break down the burger, the incisors cut, the canines and the bicuspids pierce and tear the food, and the molars and premolars grind and crush. The burger begins to fall apart physically as its physical breakdown occurs. The chewing motion of the teeth stimulates the salivary glands, which then secrete saliva, water, mucus, and amylase onto the burger. The amylase enzyme starts to break down the starch, which is a polysaccharide called amylose, in the burger's buns. They become maltose, which is a simpler carbohydrate. The tongue is the next important organ in the digestive process. The tongue moves the food around into a bolus form. A bolus is a moist ball of food. The tongue then proceeds to push the bolus down into the pharynx. This ends the voluntary phase of digestion and begins the involuntary phase in which the Dan cannot feel. The pharynx is the common passageway for both air and food and participates in the swallowing. As the bolus approaches the trachea, the epiglottis prevents it from doing so and pushes it into the esophagus. The bolus now moves into the esophagus, a long pipe that brings it down into the stomach. The esophagus is made up of two smooth muscle layers, circular and longitudinal. Through a motion of peristalsis, the bolus is moved down in a rhythmic fashion into the stomach. The bolus moves through the cardiac sphincter to get from the esophagus into the stomach. We will now be moving down into the stomach, the main center for digestion and absorption in the digestive tract. The stomach is a J-shaped organ and stores 1.5 liters of food. It absorbs some alcohol and other vitamins and has three smooth muscle layers, circular, longitudinal, and oblique. The pH is approximately 1.5 to 3, which is highly acidic. In the stomach, both physical and mechanical digestion of food takes place. Muscles churn food, mixing with gastric juices, and the gastric juices include hydrochloric acid, mucus, and various enzymes and hormones. Hydrochloric acid plays a part in the physical breakdown of fibrous tissue, destroying foreign organisms like bacteria, and it promotes the chemical digestion in an acidic environment. The pepsinogen becomes pepsin, which is an active enzyme. The mucus layer protects the stomach lining from hydrochloric acid, as hydrochloric acid would corrode the stomach lining if it weren't for the mucus layer. And the enzymes and hormones aid in the chemical digestion. Some include pepsin, which breaks down large protein molecules, such as the molecules found in the burger's meat, into polypeptides, which are long chains of amino acids. In addition, gastrin, which is a hormone secreted by the cells near the cardiac sphincter, stimulates stomach cells to produce secretins for digestion. The bolus has now become chyme. It's found in the lower regions of the stomach. The chyme is partially digested food, which in this case burger, and is the consistency of a thick mucousy porridge. Now it moves from the stomach into the small. The acidic chyme moves from the stomach through the pyloric sphincter into the small intestines. The duodenum is the closest part to the stomach and is 25 centimeters long. A thick mucus layer protects the duodenum from the acidic chyme. The digestive juices enter through the common duct, which carries various secretions from the liver and the pancreas. The chyme then moves into the jejunum. The jejunum has much more intestinal folds and glands than the duodenum. The glands secrete enzymes that break down any remaining proteins and carbohydrates, such as the meat of the burger and the various sugars coming from the burger's buns. These products are small enough to be absorbed by the villi. Finally, the chyme moves into the ileum. There are much fewer enzymes produced in the ileum, and there's much smaller and fewer villi. The main function here is absorption. The peristaltic action pushes the undigested material finally into the large intestine. A good way to remember the three parts of the small intestine is our good friend
DJ Ilium.
You might be wondering how the acidic chyme does not damage the small intestine, as the small intestine has no mucus layer. Well, the pancreas, an accessory organ, when stimulated with the hormone secretin, will begin to produce water and sodium bicarbonate. The sodium bicarbonate is mixed with the chyme, neutralizing it, raising its pH level to approximately 9.5, which is a suitable pH level for the small intestine. In addition, the pancreas secretes a fat digestive enzyme called lipase, which will break down the fat in the burger's meat and the cheese. Trypsin is also produced, which stores the peptides, meaning that it further breaks down the protein found in the burger's meat. CCK also signals the pancreas to secrete more digestive enzymes. And finally, maltase is also produced to break down the maltose, which was previously broken down in the mouth. The maltose now becomes 2 glucose molecules. Another accessory organ is the liver. The average mass of the liver is 1.5 kilograms. It's the largest gland in the entire body. The liver produces bile. This is an emulsifier that physically breaks down the large fat molecules in the burger into smaller molecules for physical digestion. The liver also detoxifies the body by filtering and storing toxic materials. Any excess bile that the liver produces will be stored in the gallbladder for later use. The chyme moves out of the cecum into the main section of the large intestines, passing through the ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, and the sigmoid colon. It finally approaches the rectum, where the final feces is being prepared to be excreted through the anal sphincter. And so ends the wonderful story through Dan Zhao's digestive tract. I hope you enjoyed this magical tale of hamburgers and colons. Join us next week for the wonderful world of kidneys.